Thank you. Next up, I'm sure is someone that we are all familiar with. And also, I'm sure we'd rather see him at a table right now than on stage. But to bring warm greetings to these Labor Day celebrations, please give it up, President of the BCTF, Jim Iker.
Thank you, and Fred is absolutely right that we would rather be at a bargaining table today getting the fair deal for teachers and most importantly better supports for our students. That's where we need to be, and we're going to be working hard towards that. Colleagues, friends, teachers, brothers, sisters from the labor movement, parents, British Columbians, I want to thank you. And a happy Labor Day to each and every one of you, and it's so good to see all of you here. It's so appreciated. We all know what would have made today a much happier Labor Day for all our families across BC. Tomorrow, students and teachers should have been back in their classrooms. Your children, your granddaughters, grandsons have the right to a quality public education, and their teachers want to be in school, welcoming them back to a fresh new start for the year. But because we have a government, a Minister of Education, and a Premier who would rather pay $40 a day for babysitters, schools won't be open, and that's shameful. That's money that should be going back into our education system to meet the needs of our students. Because of government's unwillingness, teachers will be standing strong on the picket lines. They'll be standing strong for their rights, for their working conditions, for fairness, and most importantly, they'll be standing strong for a better public education system for our students, our children. As we fight for smaller classes, more support for children with special needs, and more learning specialist teachers working one-on-one with our students, we need your help more than ever. Every single government MLA in this province needs to hear from parents and grandparents and demand to know why this government is sitting on their hands, because that's what they're doing. They shouldn't be out there just tweeting away. They should be the Premier should be asking her team to be at a bargaining table, giving them the flexibility and the resources to get this deal done for our students, not tweeting out what she's tweeting. It's time for this government to take the issues of class size, class composition, learning specialist levels, and respect for the courts seriously. But it's clear that the Minister of Education, Peter Fassbender, would rather cook up political schemes than actually negotiate in good faith, and that's shameful. Love the sign. Thank you. That's why the MLAs need to feel pressure. Trustees need to feel the pressure. They need to hear from all of us. They need to know that it's not okay to ignore the court, and it's not okay to deny students the funding that they deserve and the education that they deserve. For 12 long years, we've been fighting a government bent on imposing unconstitutional laws, underfunding education, bargaining in bad faith, and trying to provoke teachers. And after all that, this government wonders why we didn't take them up on their offer to stand down. Trust us, they said. No. We've seen how they work. We need to keep the pressure on. They had the opportunity all summer to be at the bargaining table, and they refused. It took 14 days of discussions to get them to agree to one day on August 8th. We could have done this in the summertime. We need to do this now. This government needs to understand that teachers will not negotiate away their learning and working conditions that we won back after 2 victories in the Supreme Court. Our wins in the BC Supreme Court are victories for all of us in the labor movement. Our victories in the court told governments across Canada that you cannot just trample on workers' rights. You cannot just rip up collective agreements and bargain in bad faith. Now this government wants us to negotiate away our wins before their appeal is even heard. And they want us to agree to an escape clause that would nullify any future court win. Brothers and sisters, sisters and brothers, we'll never give up our rights. And we need you to stand up with us as we fight for them and our students. An entire generation of our children, our students, have been shortchanged by this government's 12 years of cuts in unconstitutional laws. Their whole 12 full years has been in an era of underfunding, reduced service, and cutbacks. Our students deserve much better than that. And you know, it's because of the support of our parents and the hard work of teachers and our school support workers, our sisters and brothers in CUPE and other support staff unions who are doing more with less also, that BC public education system is still as strong as it is. It's on the backs of the people working it and the support of our parents with their kids. Imagine what we can do if this government would fund at least to the national average. We're currently $1,000 below, and only PEI is doing worse. You know, other provinces have found the money to properly fund education during the good times and not so bad times, except this government. And it's time for them to stand up and do the same. 12 years in the waiting. You know, where we stand now in terms of what we're looking for at the bargaining table, we're asking for $3 a day for every BC student. And you know, we think that's affordable. $3 a day will give our students, your children, more access to smaller classes, more one-on-one time with teachers, and extra help when they need it. And that's just the beginning. That's not too much to ask for, but this minister and BCPC didn't get the job done this weekend, and they should have. We needed more than just exploratory talks. We needed to be in full-scale mediation, and it's unfortunate there was no will on this government's part. They didn't bring any meaningful proposals to the table with Vince Freddy to get the job done. Not one single penny to address the needs of our students. That's why I've called for the meeting with the Premier, Christy Clark. She stepped in to help the truckers dispute. It's time for her to step in now. Let's talk, Premier. Let's put education first. Let's get our students and teachers back into schools, into smaller, better supported classes. BC teachers, thank you. To BC teachers, thank you. Thank you for standing behind your bargaining team. Thank you for your strength, your commitment, your resolve, your patience, your amazing work. Working together, we will get a fair negotiated deal at the bargaining table. Sisters and brothers here in the labor movement, thank you for your solidarity and continued support. And a heartfelt thank you to all our parents and grandparents who are supporting us, and know that together, because it's about being together, that we will get better supports for our students. Thank you very much.
Let's give it up, Jim Iker! All right, we have more luminaries in the house. Clearly, orange is